Is there really such thing as an overreaction or an underreaction? Or is there just a reaction with a different perspective? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Solar Systems, where we help you understand the system your soul goes into. This is Moon Days with Michael. I'm your host, World Triangle Michael, and I am cutting out the esoteric middleman and giving you the tools you need to connect yourself right to the source. Reactions, right? Everyone has been in a situation where someone has overreacted, underreacted, didn't react according to plan, right? But why is this? While we do have an astrological body that does actually correlate and rule over your reactions and your mind state, does that really mean there's actually an overreaction or an underreaction? So this video is going to have to do with your perspective as well as your moon sign. With that being said, let's hop into it. So before we even start, if you guys would like a full-on moon breakdown, you guys can email us down below, readingthesolarsystem.org. Let's hop into it, right? So we obviously have our moon placement, and our moon can be in 12 different signs and 12 different houses. So that equals that many number of combinations of different possibilities you could have a moon sign placed in. Anyways, with that being said though, if there is a large number of different possibilities of how someone could react, then what the hell am I talking about? So let's hop into the meat and potatoes of this video. With all that being said, and us knowing that there's an astrological body that rules over the way that we react to certain things, then how is it possible that there is such thing as an overreaction or an underreaction? Well, the truth is, there's just a reaction. However, your perspective on that situation makes your reaction think that it's an overreaction to a reaction. So because we have the astrological body that deals with reactions, that means that there really isn't as such of a thing of overreacting or underreacting. There's just your reaction to things. However, the person that is watching you react, aka reacting to your reaction, is the one who is looking at it through their own perspective and deeming whether or not it's a reaction or an overreaction. And this is where the problems lie. Arise? Lie? One of those words.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
So with that being said, if you want to actually go into certain situations and circumstances in whatever capacity they may be and understand how a person reacted or understanding why a person reacted, then you need to know a couple of things more than just their moon sign, right? You need to know their moon sign, the house it's in. You can even go as far degrees to know what freaking fixed star conjuncts the moon sign that that person has. But the important thing is you have to understand their perspective, right? Because understanding the moon sign to a reaction is only going to get you so far. Oh, their moon is in Aquarius. They're obviously looking at this from their own fixed thought and the way that they think about it and communicate it. So obviously that me opposing that thought is going to give something I would consider an overreaction, right? Or maybe they have their moon in Scorpio, and you already know how that's going to go. Reactions in Scorpio don't, and they just don't get along, right? So who even knows what you're going to get? Are you getting an overreaction, underreaction, a reaction? Or are you just going to die with a knife stabbed in your back when you're asleep? You know, you don't really know, right? And this is why understanding perspective is so important when you're going into certain situations. If you're going into a situation and circumstance and you don't understand the person's perspective, if you don't understand where they're coming from, then obviously you going into that situation providing them with something that may conflict with the way that they see things as well as the way that they react to things, aka their perspective. The reaction is only the tool for them to carry out the way that they see the world, right? That's why we say you're not your emotions, you're not your thoughts, you are the way you see the world. You are your perspective, your vision, and you're using that vision to carry out the dream that you have. So if you don't understand their perspective, then obviously anything you do could hit you with a reaction that is greater or less than what you expected to go into in the first place. So next time you're getting yourself into a situation, are you really going to care about their freaking moon sign, or are you going to care about the way they're looking at things? And actually understanding the perspective that the person has can actually help you go and actually look back at a situation and see where you messed up. This can happen in any situation, right? You could have messed up someone's plan so minutely to you, right? But to them, to their perspective, you messed everything up. And sure, maybe they have a freaking moon in Virgo or Taurus, and you just crossed the line so slightly in your eyes, but to them it's like you might as well have killed their puppy, right? It's like, that's why perspective is such a huge deal. Because even though the way that they react to things does depend on their moon sign and the stars it conjunct, the way they see it is the way that they're going to actually carry out that reaction, right? It's like they kind of go hand in hand, because they might be reacting to it in a very stubborn and fixed kind of way, depending, like, if they have a moon sign in freaking Taurus and you messed up their schedule and you messed up the plan and foundation they had laid for the week and you messed it up so minutely and now they've exploded on you. Did you expect that to go well? Like, what were you missing here? Obviously, you were missing their perspective. You didn't realize how important this was to them, right? And obviously, you know, not everyone with the moon and Taurus may blow up like that, but it all depends on the way the person's looking at the situation and the way they've laid out everything, right? It all depends on their perspective, which is why there really isn't such thing as an overreaction or an underreaction. It's just a reaction. You're viewing it as an underreaction or an overreaction based on your perspective to the situation, going off of the knowledge and information you had at the time, but you neglected the key point of how they were going to take this, their perspective. So, did they really blow up, or did they just react accordingly? Perspective, man. It's a bitch. Getting you in situations you don't really want to be in. But hey, maybe now you can actually look back and realize where you went wrong. Oh, I didn't take into account this person's perspective. I knew they were going to look at it from this fixed point of view, or this fixed perspective, or me messing up their schedule, but I had no idea that this was why. But yeah, solar systems, Instagram's over there, Reels over there, daily alignments, you know. Breaking down every day's energy every day on the daily. You're welcome. And what did that sound like? That reminded me of something.
You're welcome.
But yeah, until next time, fly high, y'all.